made that big... Hey! Paimon noticed something when we were drawing lots. Most of the contestants have given their animal companion a cool title. Shall we come up with one for Aguara, too? Well, Aguara seems to like it. Awesome!
Are you ready to rumble? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the quarterfinals. After a fierce competition so far, we're left with the creme de la creme of the contestants. But joining us to kick this round off, we have the Traveler and her partner, Aguara, versus Mualani and her partner.
How you feeling today, Mamala? That's the spirit! Now let's get out there and show these not-cry folks what the people of the Springs are all about! Tough cookie! I thought this would be way easier. You're a little sorry and doesn't play around. All right, get up close and let's settle this. Jump, Mamala! Get... Dinosaurs might have the advantage on land, but it's a different story in the water. Mamala, finish him off! a tough cookie. I thought this would be way easier. All right, get up close and let's settle this. Jump, Mamala! Get out! Watch out! You took advantage of Mamala's blind spot. Not bad.
Mamala has lost the strength to fight on. The Traveler and Aguara are the winners!
Seriously? Gotta hand it to you, Aguara. You are seriously strong for your age. That was incredible. Hey, you're strong too, Mamala. That one was... Keep it up, Aguara. I want to see you take down even more opponents. You were the best little Saurian out there today. I'll leave you guys to it. Cheer up, Mamala. How about I take you for a tasty treat, huh?
Wow! That was a nip. Anyway, Linnea will have finished. Linnea! It sure is. Want to take a guess who? Judging by the smile on your face, I'm correct. I was about to go watch the other matches. The next one's a pretty big deal. Ooh, we had to watch that. Perfect. Well, stick around. It should be starting soon. What the? Seleno's companion is a radiant blade horn? Those things are extremely hostile. How did you manage to tame it? Technically speaking, radiant blade horns are classed as monsters, but they are beasts of the wild, and they're not exactly uncommon. It's not against the rules, but still. Go for it, Yehoda! You got it!
Ignorance really is bliss, but it won't last forever.
Do you think speed alone will stop me from catching you?
How about you run around and find out? Reed Miller the 13th! Run that thing ragged, and then go...
Behind you, on the right.
Reed!
Her reaction time is incredible. She can read her opponent's mind. Dodge left, Lumi! Thanks, that means a lot. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes it feels like I...
Keep it together, Reed! Jump!
He's trying to jump on your back, Hemus. Use your wind blades to slow him down.
He's too powerful! You've gotta go for a knockout blow! Charge your lightning, Reed! Then blast him with all you've got!
Deflect it back, Hemus. That was close, but the outcome is all that matters.
Reed Miller the 13th has lost the strength to fight on. Celino and...
Those wings! Wait! Who are you? And why do you... why do you have the same...
I've been through this moment so many times in my head. Imagining you sharing the same pain I feel. I thought it would bring me joy, but I guess not. You're better off with the life you have, Linnea.
My head! Don't go! Wait! Linnea! Oh, what happened? Why did Linnea faint? Oh, we gotta find her somewhere to lie down! What happened? I'll go get Loma!
She's breathing normally. No obstruction of the airways. She just needs a little peace and quiet.
Oh, that's a relief. Thanks, Loma.
My pleasure. If she has any more trouble, just let me know.
Will do. Oh, Linnea. Good morning. Lumi? Lumi! How strange. Where could she be? I wonder how long I was out for. Well, I'd better take a look outside. There you, come on, say something. Why do you look so anxious?
Looks like our contestants and their partners are on the one side. We have Linnea and her partner Lumi.
Wait, how is it the semifinals already? Also, how did I even get here? Oh, I get it. I'm still dreaming. You can do it, old boss. Even if this is a dream, I can't let my support... We're up, Lumi. Let's...
What a spectacular duel! But Lumi has lost the strength to fight on.
Huh? What's going on? This dream sucks! I've heard that if you try really hard... Did it work? Guess not. Huh? Is dream me writing a diary? My Adventurers Guild salary alone will never be enough to finance a research vessel. It seems my only option is to take up adventuring full-time. A research vessel? Looks like Dream Me is working hard toward my goal. But the cost is just astronomical. It could take a whole lifetime to save up for. Day 1. Got beaten up by monsters. Day 5. Ran for my life with Lumi. Turns out I'm getting faster. Day 20. Asked a merchant about prices. Ships cost a fortune. But I can worry about that later. Right now, it's time for a proper meal. I'm starving. Day 72. Found a huge abandoned treasure chest. Finders keepers! Happy adventure anniversary to me! 1 year in! And still nowhere near rich enough to afford a ship. Almost got scammed! Note to self, secondhand ships aren't to be trusted. Good job I was wary and checked it over thoroughly. Finally beat that pesky thing, hoping the materials I gathered recently will fetch a good price. The diary ends here. A deed for the purchase of a dream come true! The Golden Beagle! What a wonderful dream! The ship gently swaying as it carries me to a faraway land. Oh, what a feeling! Let me check the chart. Next stop, Guyan Stone Forest. That place is from there, it's on to Dragonspine. Wow, a snow-capped mountain! I've always wanted to visit, but never dared to. What's this? Clearwater jade? Pretty sure this can only be found in Chinyu Vale. It looks like this ship has sailed to many places already. Makes sense. As soon as I buy my research vessel, I'll be off and away to voyage
Linnea, you've been really dumb. I've left your lunch by the door.
Coming! Where am I now? I feel so... Is this some sort of lucid... Clearwater jade. And these books... How did they end up in this cave?
How could this happen?
We're never getting back, are we? We're done for. It's all over.
What happened? Is this the Golden Beagle? But why? It's just a dream, though, right? It's been many long years since the Golden Beagle sank. The diary again. I'd love to say I'm over it now, but the truth is it still gets me down sometimes. It's like there's a heavy stone that's blocking up my heart. Maybe a walk in the courtyard will take my mind off things. Besides, my sister should be here soon. Sister? Who am I talking about? So many dreams, one after the other. My brain can barely process it all.
Linnea!
Huh?
Over here. Did you get my... I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Come back to the tundra with me. so we can be with Mom and Dad one last time.
Selena? Mom and Dad?
This is the natural circle of life. We don't live that much longer than humans. This day was always going to come. I can't pretend I'm not sad. But at the same time, I wonder how an ordinary person would react to hearing this news. At the very least, they wouldn't have to endure this horrid feeling of having tears they're unable to shed. After all, we've already seen how all of this would unfold, long before it ever came to pass. Remember, when you passed out during that competition? You saw it all as you lay there, unconscious. At the time, you thought it was just a dream.
What is she talking about? No, this can't be true.
I understand how you feel. One moment you're gazing into the future from the past, the next, you're there, looking back at where it all began. Time flies. One day, we too will grow old. Is it even possible to live a life without regrets?
A long time ago, my friends and I talked about our dreams. Mine was to buy a research vessel and explore the mysteries of the world. Then, my entire life is recorded in these pages. Whoever you are, I entrust the task of filling those blank pages to you. The end of my time grows near, and I can no longer travel very far. This feels like an illusion, yet at the same time, so real. The end of life. So this is what death feels like. I still feel some faint sensations in my stiffening body, but I can't so much as move a finger. As the warmth flows out of me, I feel no pain. Just the emptiness that remains after everything else is slipped away. So it wasn't a dream, after all. Oh, Linnea, you're awake! Oh, you were out for a long time. You must be starving. Do you want something to eat? What time is it? It's evening. And it's the day after the quarterfinals. We were watching the match between Seleno and Yehoda when you ran over and grabbed Seleno. So many things came flooding into my head, one after another. The end of some moments were joyful, others painful. All of it felt so... Good point. You passed out right after grabbing her. Still, is it really a good idea to go... Do you remember when we were at Speranza and I told you I wasn't a very cheerful kid, nor was I all that brave. Before I knew what might happen once I told them. I desperately hoped they'd say Linnea, but I knew that was impossible. Their own human child was out there somewhere, so I did what I thought was right. I'm now realizing that I have no idea where she is. Oh, don't tell me I have to wait Huh? Aguara, do you remember Seleno's scent? That's amazing! You're the best, Aggie! All right, I think I'm about ready. Flagship? What are we doing here?
People seem to really dig the drinks here. I wonder if I should take some back for Granny Seat Lolly.
After all that, Seleno's staying in the room right next to ours? No wonder Aguara could pick up her scent. Is anyone there? You're sure this is the right room? Seleno, I know you're in there. Please, I need to talk to you. Seleno!
I'm not here!
R2?
Am not! Quit bothering me!
Not a chance! If you don't open the door, I'll be waiting right here outside until you change your mind. I have so many questions to ask you. Can you at least answer this one? Who are you to me? Are you my sister? Open the door!
All right. Stop yelling. Come in.
That wasn't so hard now, what?
Take a seat. Just to be clear, I wasn't expecting visitors, so I can't offer you much in the way of comfort. Curiosity is a dangerous trait, Linnea. You're gonna regret coming here. Don't say I didn't warn you.
You sure about that? Because if I hadn't come here, I'd be regretting it already. Will you please answer me now? Why do we have the same wings on our heads? Why did I pass out when I touched you? And why did I see all those
visions of your future?
So, it wasn't a dream after...
Of course not. Linnea, you're an avid student of the natural world. Surely you're aware of the 6 most common types of Fae?
The Vila, Domovoy, Leshy, Volkodlok, Snegovic, and Jack Frosts.
Right. Well, there are many less common varieties, too. The legendary lantern fae, the sirens with their lilting songs, and us, the augury birds. We foretell both disaster and delight, gazing upon the past dawn and future night. Others fear and revere our might, while we alone detest our plight.
I've never heard of an augury bird before, or the poem you just recited.
That's hardly a surprise. You can count the number of augury birds alive today on one hand. And that includes you and me.
So it's true then. We really are family.
Family. Augury birds are born with a peculiar ability. We can see crossroads in the flow of fate. Immutable future events that all...
Are you talking about prophecies?
Doesn't surprise me. Humanity has many ways of observing fate. The stars, the ley lines. Our abilities are feeble in comparison. We can only see our own fates. If a friend wants to know their future, or someone is concerned about the destiny of the world, we're powerless to help. But the way it feels to witness your own fate, I trust you understand by now.
It certainly wasn't fun. Those prophecies brought a flood of emotions with them. From excitement to frustration to I had a goal in life. And before I even had the chance to start fighting for it...
Wait till you've tried to defy fate and found how powerless you are to change it.
Everything is transpiring as I foresaw. Yet I am powerless to change it. Fate is an immutable force. I can but lament as the inevitable unfolds. I do wonder whether giving a man the power to see the future does nothing more for him than slowly crush his spirit.
When you know every joy and every sorrow you'll ever experience, and there's nothing you can do to change it. Like you said, it leaves you with a numb emptiness. Generation after generation of augury birds lived with this burden. Until you were born, and our parents found the only solution they could think of. If an augury bird is set far from the Fae to grow up among humans, the awakening of their prophetic abilities...
So that's how I became a changeling. What about the child I was switched with? What happened to her?
Don't worry, she had the opposite problem to you. She needed to live among the Fae. She was born with a strange, rare disease that humans cannot cure. If she hadn't been switched, she would have died a long time ago. Our parents saved her life, then raised her as their own. Eventually, her birth parents came to find her, and now they're living together in Snezhnograd.
I see. It all makes sense now. But there's still one...
I meant exactly what I said. I don't like you.
But why?
No reason.
So we're back to this? If you want to... Celino... are you jealous of me?
Good guess. But I wouldn't call it jealousy. By the time our parents came up with a solution for you and sent you off to live with the humans, I was already tormented by visions. If I'd been born just a few years later, Mom and Dad would sneak over to Nodcry to see you sometimes. They talked about you nonstop. Even that human child got more attention than me. I came with them once to Nodcry. When I saw you there in the distance, living your carefree life, I was torn apart by jealousy. Did no one ever consider how I felt? What was I to them? A reject? A failure? A pitiful wretch abandoned by fate?
Oh, Celino.
All of this led to me deciding, a long time ago, that when you were old enough, I know. What kind of horrible person would want to do that to someone?
Then why did you... You really want me to keep guessing?
It was because I found out the image of you I'd built up in my head. Of happy-go-lucky Linnea spoiled by her parent. I overheard you and Speranza talking about your past. Desperately trying to hide the truth about who you were. Somehow getting by with a ragtag bunch of kids in the conch gang. You described it so nonchalantly, but it was eating me up inside. In that moment, I didn't want to see you suffer, and I couldn't go on resenting you any longer. I just wanted to hold you tight and tell you everything will be fine, that you still have a family.
Hey, sis. You're really not cut out to be a villain. So much for making me suffer, huh? Now you're the one crying and I have to comfort you. But I understand now. That feeling you had, it wasn't resentment. You were just lonely. I've always wondered about my real family. I'm so glad you were willing to see me, sis.
Thank you. All of you. This is not how I expected this to go.
Don't mention it. Paimon thinks it's always best to get everything off your chest. That way, everyone can go back to being happy.
You're right, Paimon. I haven't been this happy in a long time. Hey, Celino. I was wondering, how did you end up with a Radiant Bladehorn as your partner? All the ones I've seen in the wild have been hyper-aggressive.
We met that time when Mom and Dad brought me to see you in Nodcry. Hemus was still a baby then. Must have gotten separated. I suppose our friendship was preordained. Just like my upcoming victory in this competition.
Immutable?
You're welcome to try to fight it, if you want. Leave this competition and fly somewhere far away. I promise you, something will happen. Or if you prefer, you could go all out and try to beat me. But I have both luck and superior strength on my side. The prophecies we see are the meeting points of every possible path.
Now that I know the pain of seeing my own fate for myself,
I learned to submit to fate. Since the outcome can't be changed, how I get there doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Every crossroad I've foreseen is a curse. But what about you, Linnea?
I think I see things different. How about we continue this conversation after the tournament?
All right, just don't get your hopes up about the future.
I'll be fine, trust me. Anyway, it's getting pretty late. We should all get some sleep. You're staying at the flagship too, right? No need to see me out. I'll be fine. Oh, and thanks so much for keeping me company today. Good night.
Traveler, are you awake? Oh, neither can Paimon. Linnea and Zelino aren't the only ones, but since we're both struggling to sleep.
Listen up, Lumi. I've seen Seleno's Radiant Blade Horn in action, and it isn't just strong, it's fast, too. Her best way to exploit both of these traits will be to make her Radiant Blade... Linnea! Sure am. What are you guys doing here? Lumi and I were just going over our strategy for tomorrow. Since you're here too, how about letting Aguara join Lumi in some friendly sparring? Lure the enemy in and wait for an opening to strike. Yeah, looks like that's my best shot at victory. But Amos is so powerful. Even if we do find an opening, I'm not sure Lum thinks. Just because I've seen a future, fate is such a mysterious idea. Despite having it...
What does fate mean to you?
You're in a philosophical mood, huh? Well, I don't know if I'm the best person to ask. I've only just learned who I really am. Besides, I'm an advisor, remember? It wouldn't be very professional for me to start spouting best guesses and speculation.
Relax. I'm just curious to hear your opinion.
Alright, well, I think that knowing the future is a pretty lousy deal. But then, life's full of lousy situations. When I was a kid, my greatest suffering came from not knowing. I didn't know how my parents would react when I told them the truth. I didn't know where to go when they left. Back then, I actually wanted to know the future. I dreamed of a day that fate would send me but fate didn't show me anything. It was my own stubborn will that got me through. Turned out that the only person I could rely on was me. I've always known what it's like to be terrified of the unknown. And now I'm learning that knowing for sure isn't.
Training session over! Feels like these two are really forming a close bond.
All right, I think we're as prepared as we can be. Tomorrow, we're gonna face our fate.
Is everybody ready? Our contestants are ready and raring to go. On the one side, we have the Traveler and her partner Aguara. And on the other side, we have Viliana and her partner Gornyesin.
You can do it, Aguara!
We have a winner!
Great job, Aguara! Hey, Traveler, Linnea and Selena were up next.
Looks like our contestants and their partners are in position.
Thằng kiểm này phải cúi đầu quỳ.
On the one side, we have Linnea and her partner Lumi. And on the other side, we have Celino and...
You can do it, old boss!
Go get him, Linnea!
Charge, Hemus! Don't panic, Lumi! Remember your training? I'm right here. Ready? Now jump! Attack! Stop her!
This is the will of fate. It was over before it began.
Lumi! Lumi! Huh? Oh? You wanna come with me? Let's go then. The wide world awaits.
Victory will be ours.
Yeah!
Lumi! You were amazing! I didn't know you could grow that big! Yahoo, yahoo! You know, you look a little different after absorbing all that geo. Linnea! Are you a traveler? Paimon, come quick! I figured out why Lumi is different from other Jack Frost! After all the theories I've looked into, it turns out there was one possible. What if Lumi wasn't born different at all? What if it's all a consequence of her diet? Surely ingesting large amounts of rare ore could explain the development of her geo-features. I mean, just look at fishships. Depending on their element, fishships can look wildly different. But from a biological perspective, they're still considered the same species. Lumi, you don't have to wait for evolution to catch up at all. You just have to find another Jack Frost who likes the same things as you do. Then you'll have a true companion. I'm so happy you unleashed your full power, Lumi! If you hadn't pushed yourself like that, I never would have had this eureka!
Linnea, why did you hold back?
What do you mean? If Lumi had landed that hit, you and Hemus would have been in serious danger.
Even so, when that hammer started to fall, the future I once saw went blank before my eyes. Did fear cause me to see a false vision? Or did she truly cheat fate for a brief moment? What does it matter? In the end, the pull of fate exerted its force all the same. The prophecy came to pass as sure.
What's on your mind, Sid?
I just think it's a shame. Whatever path you take, it always leads to the same place.
Celino, do you remember the question that you asked me? I told you I'd give you my answer after.
I remember.
You told me. There are many possible roads into the future, but they all lead to the same destination in the end. Well, I prefer to think of it the other way around. We might already know where we're headed, but we get to choose how we get there. Maybe fate will always lead us toward the same destination, but I never cared much about the outcome. I just want to walk my own path. So, even if I was destined to lose to you, there was no way I wasn't gonna give it everything I had. And even if my ship ends up at the bottom of the ocean, I'm not gonna let that stop me from sailing it to every corner of the world first. If all people care about are outcomes, then why doesn't everyone give up on happiness and love? After all, the certainty of death is the one thing that every person, but my feelings, my thoughts, everything I've seen, all that exists beyond the reach of fate. They belong to me, and no one else controls them. Lumi, sounds like you agree, right?
Linnea, ignorance really is bliss.
Even when we're scared and uncertain, it's important to face the truth head on. You sure about that? Because if I hadn't come here, I'd be regretting it already.
How I envied your cheerful optimism when I first saw you. Yet now you've witnessed your fate and experienced failure. And still you haven't let it drag you down. Perhaps I was wrong from the start. The difference between us was never about knowledge of our destinies, it's about having the courage to accept it.
Celino, you okay? You're looking pretty zoned out.
Actually, I was just thinking, I claimed the victory promised to me by fate, and you found your answer. A truth that transcends.
Sounds like I got the sweeter deal overall. So enjoy your victory, Celino. But don't get complacent. Otherwise, my partner here...
That little thing?
That plus our special bond. Let's go, partner. This time it's my turn to help you train. So, Aguara comes from Natland, right? If we're gonna train hard, we should do it there. There's plenty of natural phlogiston around, which will help keep the little one's stamina up.
Alright, let's finish this back.
Hello, Natlan! I'm back! Give me a moment to set up the tent. I bought the... Oh! I'll lend you a hand! Now then, Aggie, it's time for you to learn one of Lumi's signature finishers. Watch closely. Yahoo! Linnea, do you seriously think From what I've seen, Aguara's fighting style isn't that dissimilar to Lumi's. But Aguara isn't strong enough to break through Hemus's defenses. Aguara will need to channel Geo-Essence from the ground and fashion it into... Don't worry. It's normal to fail. You'll get the hang of it.
I don't sing for anyone in particular. Still, if someone stops to listen, I hope...
Feels like I blinked and 2 whole days went by. I've heard it said that people can find their fates by studying this. I could really do with some sleep. Good night, you guys. Slept really well. Huh? Whoa! Look at it! Wow! Are you saying you had help from another source? Now that Aguara's mastered Lumi's secret weapon, it's time to head back to Nightcry. Looks like we should get back just in time for the finals.
The final is about to begin. Contestants, please...
Oh, it's finally here! Aguara! It's all up to you now, partner. You've done the hard yards in training. Now, go out there and believe in yourself! It's time to write your name in lights and show the world how hard we've worked! You've got this, Aguara! Yahoo! Yahoo!
Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is... You'll be very familiar with our contestants by now. Celino and her partner, the Radiant Bladehorn Heyman, who seized their place in the final after a hard-won victory in the last round. Then we have the Traveler and Aguara. This little Tapetlasaur might not look like the most ferocious beast, but who will be crowned
Back from training camp? Then let's do this.
You've got this, Aguara!
Impressive.
Hemus, summon Animo energy on your
Now you see what you're up against. Hiding underground, are we?
Keep charging, Hemus! Jolt him out of the hole! Hemus, are you all right?
Hemus.
Trample him! March to victory and leave nothing standing!
Predictable.
Aguara hit her right in the belly!
It was the obvious move. He... Interesting. Hemus! We showed them no
Dude! That little munchkin's got some style!
It's a trip to the hot springs if you win!
Hemus, full tilt!
Aguara! Charge!
You can do it!
Take that!
Hemus has lost the strength to fight on. It's all over, folks. The champions are... the Traveler and her partner Aguara.
Aguara! Aguara!
So, I lost. You did superbly, Hemus. Seems I underestimated your little partner. I'm impressed.
What did I say? Told you my partner would help me settle the score.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a short break to give our finalists a moment to recover. But thank you to our contestants for your amazing performances. Now we'll be interviewing our 4 top finishers. First up, it's our champions, the Traveler and Aguara. We can all see that Aguara is still a young slip of a Tapetlosaur, and yet the fiercest of enemies couldn't stand in his way. So tell us, what's the secret to Aguara's success? I see. It sounds like behind every champion is a dedicated group of supportive friends. I'm sure we're all looking forward to even more spectacular performances from Aguara in the future. Do you think you're up for the challenge, little... Next, we have our runner-up, Celino. Let me start by asking, what's next for you and Hemus?
No, Hemus doesn't belong with me. I'm hoping that soon I can set him free to roam the wild. And of course, since he's so friendly towards humans, I do hope any adventurers who run into Hemus in the future won't mistreat him.
Sounds like Hemus is a real freedom lover. If we have any adventurers in the crowd, please keep your eyes peeled and make sure not to hurt our friendly Radiant Bladehorn. Moving on now, we have some more familiar faces from the semifinals. This first question is for Linnea. During your match against Celino, you jumped in to stop your own partner Lumi's rampage, costing you a certain victory.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't regret it even a little bit. But who wouldn't? All we can do is live our best life and hope to look back with as few regrets as possible. And overall, I had a really great time in this competition. I found my long-lost family, and we really care about one another.
Inspiring words from Linnea. Now it's time for our final interviewee. Please welcome Viliana from Snezhnograd.
Well, I've been really loving Notcry. There's so much to see and do. I'm planning to stick around for a while, so if you see me around, come and say hey.
Great. Enjoy your stay, Viliana. Well, folks, we've heard from all 4 of our semi-finalists. Now to round things off, it's time for a group photo. Thank you to everyone who took part in the Spirit Envoy Championship. We hope to see you next time.
Linnea, I gotta get going. I'll make sure to tell Mom and Dad how you're doing. Without me around, your prophetic abilities will be slow to develop. But you should know that since you've been to the tundra and you've...
I'm sure you already know how I'm going to respond, sis. I'm not afraid to know the future. All that scares me is the prospect of a life without you, Mom, and Dad.
I know. Well, write me whenever you want to see me. I'll be there in a heartbeat. And when you're ready, come visit us in the tundra. I'll give you the address.
Thanks, Celino. I can't wait to see you again.